Hello and welcome to Amethyst Star Crafting. My name is Jane Ormark and I'm a UK independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. And today we're looking at items that you can earn for free. And these are available from the 3rd of August until the end of September in the Sale-A-Bration brochure. And you can earn those for a qualifying order. So from the annual catalogue or the new mini catalogue that's coming out on August the 3rd, you can earn these for free. And you have to spend £45 and you can get the counting sheep, which is absolutely adorable. It's a red rubber stamp set and you've got these lovely little sheep and great fonts for "You're amazing" and "So glad it's your birthday." There's a little birthday hat and then there's some grass. And you can also get coordinating dies, again absolutely free, you can't buy them, again for a qualifying order of £45. So if you wanted them both you'd need to spend £90, but there's lots of exciting things in the new mini catalogue, so lots of things for Christmas, and if you fancy these ones then you can get them for free. And the dies really are great fun. They're called Sheep Dies, and you have got the outlines for your images. Let me get the right ones on. So you've got each one of them, you've got the outline, which is always great for those that don't like fussy cutting. You've also got a lovely 5-bar gate. You've got some clouds or some grass, depending what you want to do, a little flag, balloons, which are always great, and nice fine balloons. And you've got a sunshine, which cuts out the little dots on it. In fact, I've probably got one already. Let me show you a few that I've already die cut out, because I always try and do things in preparation. So little pieces, I'll stamp hats and then I'll colour them and fussy cut them out, put sentiments on, and right at the back I keep little examples. So we've got, that's the balloon, says me if I can get it up with my fingers. So that's the little balloon, lovely fine string. And also there's a lovely piece that's cut out. Let me just get that out. So there's a piece that's cut out from it. If I show you on let me show you on a piece of white, then you can see it more easily. That's probably the best one to show you. You can see on there that there is, let me bring it up closer. Hopefully we'll get it's a bit difficult to see, but you can see that that's cut out there. So you get that sort of light and shade of where the balloon is. So that's great fun. The flags are like, again, I'm trying to grab them out of the case that I've cut a couple out of, because I try and cut things out of scraps, which I can't get out. There we are. So that's a little flag. And again, nice fine bottoms to the flag, but you know, great, you can hang them the other way up and you can have them as or cut them down like that, put them along on a string and make yourself some bunting. You know, lots of things that you can do with this one. And as I say, great dies. These are the pieces that I've done one already before for you, and we had that as grass, but in the same respect you can do it in blue and have it as clouds. And that's the sun, which again is lovely because you've got that little die cut piece out. If I can see if I can bring that up, and that's focusing better, so you can see that you've got the lovely pieces on there. I'm going to get that balloon again because I didn't know whether it was focusing very well, but that's better. You can see the little die cut piece out of there, which works perfectly. So that's the dies, and I thought that we would have some fun today. So I'm going to put these bits back in the case. As I say, I always try and do a few bits at a time, keep them in the case. Sometimes I put them in a bag, sometimes I just put them behind, and it means I've got things ready to go when I'm sort of planning my next sort of ideas. So that's the way I sort of keep it. because then when I open it, I think, oh yes, I've already got that done. So the 5-bar gate, we are going to use that today. Again, it's beautifully embossed. So if I bring that up and give it a sort of an angle, you can see it's really nicely embossed. And we're going to use that for, I'm just going to open my curtain a minute and see if I can get a little bit more. That's better, that's given a little bit more light. Unfortunately, we've had the most incredibly hot weather. It's breaking soon with thunderstorms and things, but my goodness, it's been hot. So I've had my curtains drawn, but I do like to get as much natural light as I can. So getting back to this, this is the 5-bar gate, and I thought that we would change the 5-bar gate into a bed, because this stamp set is called Counting Sheep. And it's one of those things that when you are you can't sleep or you want to go to sleep, one of the old sayings is that you count sheep. So the 5-bar gate, we can change it into a bed because it's already got the feet of the bed on the bottom. And so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it down along here. So just down to the first piece along, and then just the little first bit of the 5-bar gate out, and then we're going to take it along from here, and there are some sort of guiding lines on this. It's quite easy to do, so we're just going to cut it straight along there, and then we're just going to cut this piece off here. Make sure I've got this piece out. So you need to be just a little bit careful. Okay, and then if we take that away, you've got yourself, we need to cut this piece away as well because we don't want this bit up on there. So we can cut that out, and we can cut that piece out like that. And then we've got a little bed frame. So that's our little bed frame. I need to just tidy that little bit up, I think, just a little bit. I'm just taking this bit. There we go. Okay, so that's our little bed frame. And we are going to then put a bedding on it. So we can take, and what I've done is I've done one so I can show you sort of as an example. So that one, which I've just done with a little bit of cardstock, and I thought I would do one with some of the designer series paper. So I choose something that's got a sort of a floral bedspready type pattern. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it so that this piece lines up with the bottom and that with the edge on there. And then we can take a pen, let's make sure it's one that's working, which it is. And I'm just going to draw from the top here, just sort of down a rough piece down for a pillow, and then just along here and down to the end of the bed, so that it just comes roughly up as a bit of a pillow like that. And then all you need to do is to take your snips, and we can cut this out. So we just need to have it so that it's down. You can go inside your line and just curve it round a bit. Doesn't have to be perfect, it's just a rough sort of outline of bed and bedding. And then just round it down at the bottom like that. Okay, then you can take your some wet glue. Now you can sponge around that, and as we've drawn on it, I might sponge round it in just a pale blue. Let me get my sponge daubers out, and then so I want a fairly sort of softy blue. Have I got a softy blue? That's probably Pacific Point, isn't it? Let me do it on a bit that's not going to show. That's fine. So I'm just going to add just a little bit on there to just give a little bit of definition, because there's blues in it. Because as I say, it's just the bedding part, so it just gives just a little bit of definition on there. Okay, then we need to, oh, my sponge daubs have just fallen all over the floor. Shows me from putting it on the side. I need to sort those out anyway, so just a little bit of glue just along the bottom part and up on that side. And the reason that we're doing it so that it's over is because this gate, says me, I've glued it on the wrong way, haven't I? No, I haven't. I've done it as I need to. This 5-bar gate has actually got some cut out pieces on, so we need to make sure that those are well sort of adhered in. So I'm just putting that in like that. I can pick it up and very carefully just put it together. You can see on this bit that where the 5-bar gate is, they've actually done some sort of cut out pieces, but you then have a little bed. So as I say, I've done one in just cardstock, and this one I've done in pattern paper, which I think is going to work better. So I have taken a piece of pale papaya, and again, this is this paper is from the hand penned designer series paper, which is in the annual catalogue and has some lovely patterns on the other side. So I'm going to put that down there. So let me just put this in on this one. So we can then just put that in on here. I do a 1/4 inch border, as you know. So we've got a little 1/4 inch border, but that pattern is really rather nice and looks almost a bit like wallpaper. So then we can put our little bed in like that. I'm only positioning it at the moment because we need to do the sheep. Now what I've done is I've done it already to save a little time. I've just cut out 2 of the sheep in just black memento, and then use the die cut, the dies to cut them out. So we've got the shape. So we've got our little bed. Probably need the bed sort of fairly centrally, maybe like that. And then we've got our sheep going across the bed. And then I took, now this is from Retired, but I use it quite often to do words that that I need to make up. So I wanted to put sweet dreams. So for those that have already got it, then you know what I mean, and it's called Labeler Alphabet. It was around about a year ago, I suppose. Perfect for doing all sorts of little sayings and things and words and what have you. So we do need to take this a little bit further around like that, I think, and maybe about there. So we're going to have our sheep going across because it's dreaming, and then I'll have the sweet, I think, up on here, and then we'll have the dreams down at the bottom, sort of probably parallel to the side of the bed. And then maybe want to have him a little bit higher because it is the dreaming sheep. And then what I need to do is, I wanted to have it as if they were, as if you're dreaming. So I've cut out, but you could stamp, again with this one, I just cut out some little Z's, which I'm going to put on there. So if we put, I think I'm going to stick the bed down. So let's put the bed down just with a little bit of wet glue. I could put it up with dimensionals, but it's, I would probably cut a couple out and make it a little bit sturdier, because it is, the base of this sort of bed is not the best. Okay, so we've got our little bed down here. We've then got our sheep, and again I'm not going to put them up with dimensionals, I'm just going to have them as they are. So we'll have one, and again it's entirely up to you, put it up with dimensionals if you want. I've always said I don't use dimensionals too often, because if you're posting things, it's not always the easiest. If you put one dimensional or one gem too high up, it will go into the next bracket of post. With us, it's letters that then goes into parcel post. So, right, so we want this sort of at that angle, as if it's the sheep coming up as if you're dreaming. And then we'll have the sweet up there. And again, I've just done that on 1/4 of an inch as well, because I wanted it to be the same size as my borders. If you prefer 1/8 of an inch, then do it 1/8 of an inch. I just like to have, if I'm using borders, I do like to have just a little bit more, so we can have that down on there, which is going to run parallel to the base of the bed like that. And we've got our sheep on, and then all we need to do is, I've got these little Z's, and I want to have them just coming up, so it's as if somebody is in their bed dreaming. Says me, I've just dropped one of them down. That's that one. I've just got to get, would you believe it, I've just dropped it inside a little box that I've got. So give me 2 seconds, because I need to hoik it out of. It comes from being a tiny little piece and my fingers not being the best. So let me see if I can get it out. There we go. That's my little, my third little Z. So I want it to be probably coming up about like that, I think. That sort of balanced as a Z? Yes, I think so. So I'm going to just put a blob of glue down in on here, so I can put it on. As I said, I need to invest in a pair of tweezers, because I haven't got any tweezers that are small enough, and so I need to get myself some tiny crafting scissors rather than fiddling around with my fingers like this. But that's going to be one. And then we want to have it so that it's sort of even. So Z, maybe, to make sure that it looks fairly sort of balanced on there. I think that's probably about right, isn't it? Let's just put it down. So we'll get this little one in. As I say, I love fussy cutting, but my goodness, I'm not very good at, with my fingers, at picking some of these pieces up. So invest in some tweezers. The take your pick tool would probably work reasonably well, but so we'll have that there. Then we'll have the third Z just about there. It's a bit like putting little gems and things in, isn't it? So I'll have that one. Way in like that. There we go. And again, if you want to make sure that it's pressed down, turn it onto the other side and rub it up, and then you know that you've got it the right way around. So we've got a sweet little bed. As I say, if you wanted to make it a little bit more pronounced, you could do it in the cardstock, but I think it works quite well actually with some designer series paper. Put it onto a white background or a coordinating colour, and you've got yourself a really sweet card. So, sweet dreams. So this is using the counting sheep and the sheep dies, which will be available from the 3rd of August in Sale-A-Bration, which are items that you can earn for free with a qualifying order. So thank you so much as always for watching me. Please stay safe and well, and please be kind. Bye bye.